Going live, going live. Ooh-wee.
And we're back.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm having some fat boy vibes right now, baby.
We have had fat boy vibes all week. All weekend. I'm the skinniest fat guy you'll ever meet.
Bro, these honey habanero wings, when I tell you they give you everything, they give you everything.
Yeah.
You get that spice, that sweet, that saltiness, all mixed into one. Plus the ranch, all the blue cheese, either way it goes. I'm telling you, Ernst Cafe is where it's at. 600 South Peter Street. Y'all need to come on down, come get your eat on, and give us your fans' point of view. So I'm sitting here with some new co-hosts, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself again.
My name's Evan.
Where you from, Evan?
Go Colts. I'm from Central Indiana, down here on a bachelor weekend. Shout out Chris Maynard, getting married in a couple weeks.
Congratulations, Chris.
Yes, sir. My name is Dan Johnston. I am from the west suburbs of Chicago, here with Evan. Evan and I were roommates for 4 years in college, played football together at Western Michigan, and have been long-term friends. Stood up in Evan's wedding. Evan has a daughter, about 1.5 years old.
Yes, sir.
And he is married to Taylor Steger, who is
Probably mad that I'm still in New Orleans.
didn't want to say it, but Evan went ahead and said it. So now that we have reintroduced ourselves, we have some updates on the games, and I'm going to let Evan rub some salt in my wound already because I know he's been itching to do it since we went offline. So go ahead, Evan.
Typical Sundays. Bears getting their shit pushed in. Although they just scored, Fields is the only guy they have that's worth a damn.
Yep.
But,
Who the Bears playing?
they're playing the Cowboys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Also known as the Cowgirls.
I'm not sure who's feeling worse right now, the Bears fans or some of our buddies from this weekend down here in New Orleans.
Pretty sure it's the Bears fans. Pretty sure it's the Bears fans. So what you told me that happened, I'm pretty sure he happy that he's just able to walk away.
Yeah, one of our buddies decided to get robbed this weekend and lost a couple cell phones.
Well, he didn't decide. The robber decided he was going to get robbed.
He should have been standing there.
Boom.
All right.
It's sad.
As they say in Happy Gilmore, shouldn't have been standing there.
We had a lot of fun, but yeah, that kind of thing happens when you're out too late on Bourbon Street. But it's still been a great trip. Still been a great time down here.
Anybody that is in New Orleans, lives in New Orleans, or is considering visiting, don't go in a dark alley. Stay with a group of friends. Be smart. Be safe.
That's what I tell all my Uber riders.
Yes, sir.
And come on down to Ernst Cafe.
Come on down to goddamn Ernst Cafe. That's what you need to do. That's what it is right there. Ernst Cafe, right next to Manning's, a few feet away from Grand Isles.
Yep.
We got Fulton Alley right here, the bowling alley. We got dollar bills and great food right here at the one and only Ernst Cafe, man. The vibe is the weather is beautiful. The vibe is dope. It's on some chill shit, like for real. And anybody can walk up to get on the microphone, man, and speak your fan point of view.
Right.
Yeah.
As Petey Paul said.
God damn it! God damn it!
Speaking of
All right.
And we're live with the Red Rifle. Just threw a red interception, but it might be out of bounds. We will see on the review.
It's more of a pea shoot.
Oh, it better be out of bounds. Ooh.
We might need to take one more look at this to see, but I think he is out.
No, he out. 1 foot. He out. Ooh. Yeah.
Run the ball.
They're not utilizing Taysom. They did that one drive, but you got to keep it going.
Here is a question. Has Michael Thomas been hurt more than Derrick Rose? We will find out.
No.
Cross-sport analysis there.
Yep. I am a versatile person. And I would like to give a shout out again to Chris Maynard, the Bachelor of the Weekend. His Lions have already blown a 14-point lead, and we'll see if they can get it tied, because Evan called that earlier in the day, saying that they're already at 14, but they are probably going to lose somehow.
Well,
stay tuned in to find out.
You called it. 4-1. Taysom Hill. Come on.
Taysom Hill is running this ball.
Come on. Damn it.
Come on, Dennis. Go for it.
I'll take that 3. It's 10-0. It's 10-0, baby. I'll take that.
I like the fact that they try to shoot That's good.
Yep.
All right, boys. Let's switch topics for a hot second, and let's talk about how we feel about games in London. Do we like them? Do we hate them? Is it ever going to be a thing? Will London ever get a team? How do we feel?
What benefit is it to us?
It has no benefit. Evan and I were talking earlier, and we said that we think it would be better if the games were on at maybe 11 a.m., maybe a normal time, because it's not that late in London. I think they're 7 hours ahead of us, and we have a field goal by New Orleans.
Big nuts.
Big nuts. That is a local kicker nickname for you.
It's all about the money, and that's why they do the London games. As a former football player, I like football as well as football, but I'm sorry, they don't care much about our American football. That's why they only get 3 games a year.
That stadium is one big stadium. I think that is a soccer stadium. Holds about, 85,000 people? It's definitely a good stadium for some football, but I don't think London cares enough about football in order to host games.
We need somebody to stat check that. Chris, can you get on that? Stat check that? Send us a text. How many fans Wembley Stadium holds, or wherever the hell they played this morning?
So where would y'all rather it be? What other location would y'all decide on outside of London?
I think they're gonna go Mexico before they go London.
Honestly, I don't think Montreal would be bad. I think you could do a Toronto team. At least they're in the same time zone.
Yeah, they've already got a Blue Jays team up there, and they got some NHL teams up there, so that makes sense.
So I don't know. I don't think that we should go to Dubai and have them try to take over football like they're trying to take over golf. But
we don't need live football.
Yeah, live football.
Dubai is a time, boy.
Be a lot of money.
For all my Middle Eastern investors, I will allow a football team over there because I think it would be fun, but I don't think it's necessary. But I think the game starts way too early. Who the hell wants to go out on a Saturday night and then just wake up at the ass crack of dawn and watch football, and it also fucks up some of your fantasy players. So
luckily they send most of the shitty teams over there, like the Jaguars, the Packers, Broncos. Russell's fucking doing high knees on the plane. That's why he's going over there.
You heard that shit? I saw that shit.
What a nerd.
Yep, we're seeing a lot of TikToks and videos on Instagram of people making fun of him now. And
yeah,
I'm not going to lie, I agree. I think it's kind of stupid. I mean, what point is he trying to prove? He hasn't done anything great for Denver, and they overpaid for him, overtraded for him. So I do think that next year he's going to figure it out with these young talents. You got Courtland Sutton, you got Jerry Jeudy, 2 premier talents, but it's another situation where it's younger guys that can't stay healthy. You have too many guys that have had torn ACLs. So who's that on? Is it on the player? Is it on the training staff? Is it on the team doctors?
Could be an altitude problem. Never know.
Could be. Not.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, I hate when the altitude messes up my ACL. What kind of comment was that?
It might have worked, though. Russell Wilson did get the dub this morning. And I did have action on it. I'm up 1 on the day.
Bro. So let's talk about y'all Bourbon Street experiences. Y'all been on Bourbon Street, right?
Yes, way too often. Night one.
Outside of the robbery. How was it?
It was an experience, to say the least. Last Friday night, we rented out a balcony, and we threw at least, I'd set the over-under at 900 beads at various sets of women's you-know-whats, and it was a good time. We saw just about everything you could see under the sun.
Yeah, we set an over and under on the amount of tits that we would see.
we were dressed up as 12 grown men in banana costumes as well, so that stuck out pretty well.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture of it at the next break.
God damn.
We had a concern on whether or not people would be confused about our orientation by dressing like a banana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, the line of the night was go up to a girl, be her in a banana costume, and ask if she wants a banana split.
And unfortunately, it didn't work for.
It did not work for any of us. I'm not gonna lie. I can truthfully say I was the only single guy on the trip, and everyone stayed loyal to their companion. And I don't have a companion, and
there was
I stayed loyal. I stayed loyal to myself.
There was some suspect behavior, but we don't even comment on that.
We rented an Airbnb on Canal Street. Very nice place, big pool, big house, great architecture. Our hosts are listening. We did not fuck up your house, so do not charge us extra. Thank you.
We deleted about 350 beers.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, we had a keg that was deleted from this face of this earth.
One of our buddies tried to arrest himself. He tried to get in a cop car on the way home from Bourbon Street, and the cop said, "You better get out, or I'm going to arrest you." And I think that might have been the best thing for him, but I was able to get him home. I carried him into another car and got him home.
And at which point that caused our other friend to get robbed at gunpoint.
Interception, Saint.
Who that? God damn it!
Who they?
Tyron Matthew, baby.
First year in
Come
NOLA.
on, man. We needed this defense to show up. Oh, shit. Who that? And good wings.
Gotta help the red pea shooter.
Yep. The red rifle is going to be back in the field. So we're gonna ask PD Paul about what his situation on the quarter. We'll go back to football for a hot second, just because you got a New Orleans interception. So how do we feel about this rotational system going on in New Orleans? It seems very similar, maybe a little bit younger as the Indy situation with rotation of quarterbacks, but we do not. We had Andy Dalton over in Chicago, caused some confusion. Don't know what was going on with our decision making over there, but I want Petey and Evan to chime in here.
Good for Andy, man. He's getting paid a lot of money to not be that good.
Don't get me wrong. I like Andy Dalton.
No cost to you.
But we got this animal that goes by the name of Taysom Hill. He was unproven last year, but I was talking to the manager here at Ernst Cafe, Chris. They don't utilize Taysom Hill. They don't cater the offense. See, a Taysom Hill, a Justin Fields, these quarterbacks that got these extra talents, these gifts.
Yep.
You got to cater that offense around them. Defenses are scared of that shit.
Right.
Defenses don't like to work hard.
Hard to defend it.
They're going to work hard for 1, 2, and 3 downs, but when you get a first down consistently, they're going to break.
Well, and here's where I'm at. I think that in general, you're not necessarily committed to a guy because you're paying him a lot of money. And in Taysom Hill's situation, you pay the guy a pretty big contract as a backup quarterback, and you're not going to play the dude.
Exactly.
I think you try him out.
I think for Chicago talking that shit. See what I'm saying?
I think he's earned every right to have a starting opportunity in the NFL, especially for that offense, and they're just not giving it to him for whatever reason they want. I mean, you have 3 quarterbacks on that roster, all capable people. I don't think anybody would ever say that Andy Dalton's an A-, A+ quarterback. But, I mean, at his very best in Cincinnati, he was maybe a B-.
Yeah, they made the playoffs once or twice, but yeah.
Threw for a lot of yards, but he also had A.J. Green. And look what Joe Burrow's done. Joe Burrow's done more for that organization than Andy Dalton did for 10 years. It just seems like they more or less settled for mediocrity with Andy Dalton. And it seems like he's playing a pretty good game so far today, but at the same time, get a creative offensive coordinator, like somebody similar to what they have in Kansas City or Philly. Make it work for your team.
I'd take Taysom Hill on my team right now. Colts are where quarterbacks go to die at the moment.
Hey, bro. Taysom Hill is the highest paid non-starter
in the NFL.
He's making more money than a lot of the key starters for other football teams.
Yeah.
And y'all not using them.
Well, here's where I'm at. The reason I brought up the money situation is I think in this situation, you're paying the guy a lot of money. Why not try to start him? In Dallas, it seems like today's not a good test because they're playing my shitty Bears. I'm going to talk shit about myself at this point. But Cooper Rush is rolling. Why fuck it up? I know you're paying a guy, $200 million plus in Dak Prescott. Yep. Shout out, Phil. But why fuck it up? If your team's playing well, people get too concerned about how much money they're paying a guy and feel obligated to start it.
Yeah,
that's just my take.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
These wings are off the freaking chain. God damn.
They look good.
I had one wing over here.
One wing.
I had one wing, and I had my first gumbo ever.
One wing.
And speaking of Taysom Hill, he just rushed for 12 yards.
I hope you had a great gumbo experience.
It was a great gumbo experience.
Kind of like Rick's Cabaret last night, our one and only experience, and it did not disappoint.
New Orleans, there are certain things that you do not do well, but you do strip clubs about as good as they come.
Y'all didn't mention that part.
I was not there.
Good answer.
For the record.
Good answer. But it's true or false. Good answer. Remove yourself from that scene.
Luckily, nobody got robbed there, though. Unless you think their prices were over the top, Dan. You seem to have an opinion on that.
I did, as I was throwing singles all over the place.
Oh man!
It must be inflation, I guess, right? They were.
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
All industries are hit pretty
How y'all
hard.
doing?
Masks on, clothes off. I guess that was the pandemic special. I don't know.
I haven't been in Rick's in shit. Gee whiz.
I've never been there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, first down.
And that's my boy Chris Olave. I got him in Dynasty. I am 2 for 2 on picking the best receivers of the rookie class. I got Jamar Chase last year.
All right.
Shout out Matt Hennahan for calling me out for spending too much money in our auction draft, and he was the best rookie probably in the last 15 years. So
Got to put you on the hot seat. Say his last name one more time.
Matt Hennahan.
No. Number 12.
Olave.
Who?
Chris Olave.
Okay. You got it right that time. The first time, I forget what it is. But
I've been drinking for 4 days straight. Like
it was funny.
So
it was funny as hell.
The brain is not
I said it as if he was French. Olave.
Good.
Y'all
good?
We are in the French Quarter, aren't we?
What?
Nearby.
We're good.
Yeah. No, they were worried about walking in front of the camera.
No.
Like all that is part of.
It's podcast of the people.
Yeah, this is raw.
Yep.
I'm going to use that footage and then walking in front of the camera. Yeah, right.
Evan and I have never done this. This is our debut on a podcast, so.
Well, I'm glad that your debut served on the Petey Paul show.
100%. Yes, we're having a good time. Petey's a great host. You guys should follow him if you're not doing so already, and try to support his new thing he's going for.
Yeah. This is just raw. Oh shit! Oh! Oh!
Calvin! Calvin! Shot! Alvin Kamara! Touchdown! Who that?
Who that, baby?
Who that?
Who that, baby?
Touchdown.
We didn't give up. And that's the point off a turnover. We don't get them. We ain't even getting none of that.
17-0 pending an extra points.
I am glad I bet on the Saints.
He was like a pinball in a pinball machine when he got down up to the goal line.
Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bong.
Bing, bong.
Look, bing, bing, bong.
Touchdown.
It's lit in downtown Nala. Everyone's cheering. Look at that little reach. Look at that little
I
reach.
sure do.
Seen way too many reach arounds this weekend.
17-0 Saints over the Raiders, man. It's your boy Peter Paul. You're watching Fans Point of View. We coming to you live for the one and only.
Yep. And I will say something about Raiders fans. You all rolled deep. You were at Bourbon Street on Halloween, but doesn't change the fact that you guys are absolutely getting your shit kicked.
Y'all are getting y'all shit kicked in.
Shit kicked in.
For real. From the back and the front.
Oh, that would work.
From both ends, just like some spicy jambalaya.
And you ain't got to worry about us getting kicked in too much because your logo or your whatever you call it, it's
Raider.
a skull.
Yeah.
So ain't nothing else to get kicked in.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying? So don't feel so bad. Just take your ass whooping and go back to the West Coast.
Yep. Another hot take. I think the Oakland Raiders fans, well, the previously Oakland Raider fans, have the most amount of game members in any fan base in America.
I got video.
There's been how many fights have you seen that have broken out at Raiders games because people are talking shit to other people, and I think it's the worst fan base in the NFL.
The most dangerous.
The most dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the worst. I already said it, but most dangerous for sure. But I also have a question about Las Vegas fans in general. So we have the Las Vegas Raiders, obviously now, but we also have the Las Vegas Knights. Another cross-sport reference here. Where do these fans come from? Are they all tourists, or is it? Because Knights are a brand new team for hockey in general, so you can't just find fans out of thin air, but they pack that stadium every week. So credit to them.
I gotta give them their props, but they can't say that the Raiders haven't been passed around like a $2 whore. They have been passed around. Los Angeles, Oakland, Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Just passing around.
Who wants our dirty laundry at the end of the day, Petey?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this. Y'all gonna get that ass whooped. And no pun intended about the $2 whole shit. But y'all the only team that I know of that's been passed around like that.
Right.
San Diego Chargers is next. So something about that West Coast, bro.
100%.
They like to get passed around.
Max.
So for those of you that are looking for it, we're going to give you a quick scoring update on all the games, all right?
Oh, nice.
All right.
Nice.
So Cardinals are down away at the Vikings, 3-14.
Middle finger to the Cardinals.
Yep. Nothing against them, nothing for them.
They whooped our ass last week.
Dolphins and the Lions are scoring like their life depends on it. It is 21-14 Lions with 11 minutes left in second. Falcons and Panthers are showing the NFL that they truly do suck. 7-3.
Oh, damn.
7 minutes left in the third, or second. Patriots Jets, the battle of the Northeast. 10-3 Jets.
Yeah.
About 6 minutes left in the second. As you guys already know, the Saints are up at home 17-0 against the Raiders. The Steelers seem to be hanging in there against the Eagles. Eagles are at home up 14-7. Our London game, that was awful. Broncos won 21-17. First 325 game of the day is going to be a California special.
I noticed you skipped
Rams
over your
versus
Bears.
49.
Did you notice that the Bears just got scored on yet again? It's now 27-7.
What who they playing?
The Cowboys.
Bro.
I swear that was not intentional.
Thank
Thank you for bringing it up, Evan.
Where's the Bears from? Oh, weird.
The Bears are in Dallas, losing at 21-7.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
And for those of you that are keeping track, I did not bet on them because they suck.
They actually just got scored on again there, Danny. You're missing a touchdown.
28-7 now.
28-7.
Who just scored for our fantasy players?
Officially called a shit ticket.
Evan, who just scored for Dallas for our fantasy players?
I have never heard of him. His name is Malik something, a running back.
All right.
Pollard did not score that one for those fantasy owners at home. And Zeke, I believe, is out this week.
Shout out Chris again. But he does have Pollard as well. So I have not checked his lineup yet, but we'll see who is doing well for him.
Hey, bro, you two should definitely do a podcast.
Yeah?
and scream each other in. Y'all can do it online.
We'll collab with you and then do it.
Yep.
I'll hook y'all up.
I'll talk shit about the Colts every weekend. Danny will just sulk in being a Bears fan. And obviously the Saints are trending the right direction.
Our best sport is the least popular sport. It was hockey, and now we suck major asshole again in hockey.
If they just continue to cater their offense around Fields, y'all would be okay.
Yep.
But they just don't want to do it. But then, look.
They've started to do a few things different, like you're saying, but I agree with you.
Here's the thing, though. If you're going to cater the offense around a quarterback like that, you got to have athletic linemen, too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably one of the reasons they don't do it so much, because their linemen are just so straightforward. They're square.
Yep.
They're good to a certain point, but they're not the type of lineman that can move and shake the way you need to move and shake to protect the quarterback like that.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, part of me says you don't you do build a offense around a player and cater to the quarterback, but if that guy gets hurt, I think you're screwed either way. So why not just do it? So, like, nobody says, "Oh, we're the Eagles situation when they won the Super Bowl was a very rare situation where we have a very capable backup quarterback, and at the time, Carson Wentz was a very good quarterback. He got hurt, and Big Dick Nick.
Shout out Big Dick Nick.
He ended up killing it for them.
We got a Big Nuts Nuts. Big Dick Nick and Big Nuts Nuts.
Wow. You don't often get a kicker with
Big Nuts Lutz is the best kicking nickname of all time by PD.
Goddamn.
Big Nuts Lutz with a Z on both. Well, I've never heard it, so I'm giving you credit for it.
All right, cool.
That's heard first. PD Paul.
Honestly, I might DM him on Instagram and tell him that he should change his handle to Big Nuts Lutz. That's how good the nickname is.
You like it that much?
He might respond with "I have a small dick," but I don't know. Find out.
Too much information.
He did say this was uncut,
Please don't.
and my beers are starting to kick in. So
Don't do it, Lutz. Don't
We
do
need
it,
more
Lutz.
Bud Lights over here, speaking of which.
yeah. If anybody can call the restaurant and order me another beer because I do not want to go off live, I appreciate it. But I think this guy might come back around here in a second. We'll see.
Yeah, we gonna catch him.
If Matt Henahan is watching, I hate you because Foreman just scored and not Chuba Hubbard.
All touchdowns being scored today.
There's one game where there are not a lot of points being scored. What just happened in the Saints game? He has been ruled out of bounds.
Yeah.
Nice job, Devontae. How many Saints games you go to a year? No.
I prefer being out here.
We almost went to the game today, but I'm glad we didn't. We ended up here.
Nah, only game that I can't go to every year is Saints versus Atlanta here.
Yeah.
Is that your guys' rival?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Hot Atlanta. Definition of having some talented position players, but not a talented quarterback.
Get him. That's right.
There we go.
You're going to stand your ass right there and get lost in the play.
Yep. Uh-oh. There is
Thinking he got all this time in the world.
There is some laundry on the field.
Could it be another pathetic roughing the passer call? Oh.
Come on, man.
Yikes. The Zebras.
That is one of those penalties that did not affect the play, unfortunately, but it's going to be a 1st and 10 Raiders.
For the Raiders, who need it right now, and the worst way goes against Adebo on 3rd and 10.
Speaking of your Falcons, our rival would be the Green Bay Packers, but can't really call them a rival. They constantly beat you. But on the note of the Atlanta Falcons,
Right.
definition of doesn't matter how much talent you have around the quarterback, if you can't get them the ball, nothing else matters.
Thanks.
Shout out Evan with Indianapolis Colts for not being able to get anybody the ball. But I'll shit on my Bears a little bit too. We have not very good talent around the quarterback or protecting the quarterback. So, as Petey was saying, you got to cater to the offense to the quarterback. Fortunately for the Atlanta Falcons, they don't have a quarterback first, second, or third string. So,
let me tell y'all, we got a lineman that's out that we drafted, Trevor Penny. Beast.
Yeah.
A freaking Buffalo Billico Rough. All mixed into one.
Billy Goat Gruff.
I like that.
With him on the field, with Taysom running behind him, Alvin Kamara running behind him.
Yep. That's a whole lot of people running.
He was a ferocious offensive lineman that don't take no shit from nobody, that's not afraid of nothing.
Love that.
He will stomp you in the below the turf.
That sounds like our airboat tour guide yesterday. His name's T. Earl. Shout out.
How y'all like that, man?
That dude wasn't scared of anything. He was joking about getting bit by alligators.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Funny story. Google or YouTube T. Earl Adventure. I think it's High Adventure Airboat Tours. This guy was a character and a half. Big dude, funny dude, great tour guide. Did not care if he got soaking wet. So, bachelor party here, we had 13 people, Evan?
I believe 13.
On this airboat tour, and I've never seen a more miserable group of young men because we were getting absolutely peppered by rain the entire
Pouring
time.
down.
Really?
Pouring down.
It was pouring down, and I would say 70% of us did not wear appropriate clothing for it. And when I say, I'm not saying inappropriate clothing, I'm saying I wore jeans, Nikes, and a cotton shirt. One of our buddies, Anthony, was wearing a cotton sweatshirt, and there's nothing colder than a soaking wet cotton shirt.
Luckily, he didn't have to worry about his stuff getting wet.
We do another
though,
round,
'cause he got robbed. So he had no phones, no wallet, nothing.
So, did y'all see any big gators?
We saw one. It was about a 13-footer, according to our guide, and it was just chilling. But, man, that thing was big.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a very deceiving animal.
Y'all was on the airboat?
We're on an airboat, yep. So it was about, I don't know, I think you said it was 400 horsepower.
Yeah, 400 or 500 horsepower. That thing was pushing through the air, that's for sure.
So one of the coldest experiences of my life without it being truly very cold. And I'm from Chicago land area, so I am a very credible source for this. Canadians, you guys are just cold all the time, so I can't really speak.
So no sun, all rain and clouds.
We did get a peak of sun, and our guide did a good job of finding a little sliver in the weather where we could actually start cooling off a little bit, and it's very loud. So for those of you that don't know about airboats or have never been on an airboat, this is my first experience. It is extremely loud. It's basically the way I look at it is the engine, normal boat engine goes into the water and it takes away a lot of the sound that way. This thing is right behind you, your head. And I was one of the only people to not have my headphones on because I'm not a pussy, but everyone else had headphones on. I probably should have done it because I'm losing my voice and I'm probably talking pretty loud here, but at the same time, it's very loud. The High Adventure airboat tours have about 44,000 acres, which for me, that is a ton of acres.
For most people, that's a ton of acres.
Yes.
Saints defense held up.
And one of the funny things about our tour guide is he said that his brother ran him over with an airboat when he was 8 years old. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm not local, so I don't know if that's like a common thing, like fuck your brother, run him over with an airboat.
Yeah, that's some good, real deep down bayou shit right
He
there.
was telling us how he harvests alligator eggs on their 44,000 acres. He personally sits there in a ghillie suit and holds the tail of a 12-foot alligator when his brother goes and robs the eggs of the nest.
And they do this to help the alligator. It's not like it sounds.
They're doing good by the ecosystem of New Orleans or the bayou or whatever. But his brother went and got bit in the leg and the arm, and he told us that, man, that was the hardest I've laughed in the last 8 years. It's like, my brother ran me over when I was 8 years old. with an airboat. Karma's a bitch. Says this to our whole tour. There's probably like 30 people in this tour. I started cracking up. I just think that is such a Southern Louisiana story that is just absolutely hilarious.
You know shit like that nowhere else, man.
No, you don't learn any of that elsewhere. Guys, like, Karma's a bitch. Because 30 years ago, his brother hit him with an airboat, so he let him get bit by an alligator. Shout out T. Earl.
Now, see, y'all being from Chicago and Indianapolis and whatnot, hearing some shit like that, the return feeling I get from y'all talking about it and hearing some shit like that, because y'all wouldn't hear no shit like this.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
So for that story to be something that y'all gonna take home with y'all, that makes me feel special.
I will probably say that. I've already said that story 3 or 4 times. I will probably say it a bunch of times just because
we've got a lot of that from down here. We've had a great time.
Right.
See, bro.
For those of you keeping score, I only blacked out twice on this trip.
So I want to know, what was the hot spot? What area do y'all recall y'all seen the most tits at? 'Cause I need to go get me some beats.
Ooh. I don't remember the name of the bar we were at. It was a balcony. It was right in the middle of Bourbon Street, though. And
yeah.
It was a good spot. We paid to have our own kind of balcony area with unlimited drinks.
Right.
So they were being poured rather quickly and strong. And
that's what I want to get. I want to get a balcony. It seems like the balcony guys get the best tit view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a little bit. Definitely. We thought it was a little safer. Fortunately for some people in our crew, it was not.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we probably had, Evan, I think you mentioned this earlier, but about 1,000 beads that were thrown around?
I'd say at least.
Yeah. My suggestion for anybody wanting to visit New Orleans that wants to have the bead situation, order them on Amazon. You will get juiced out the ass if you're buying them on the strip. It's kind of like buying a charger at 7-Eleven. They're not from here, and they think they can charge whatever the fuck they want.
And hey, we got to give props and shout out to all the women out there that's bold enough, nice enough, cool enough, chill enough to show us those texts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing bad. It's a culture down here.
Right.
So even if we talk about it right now, there's background information on it. There's a history of tits showing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tits for beads, beads for tits.
Shout out to our server for bringing us a refill.
I think we saw more tits than Justin Fields has passing yards right now, which is 16. That's through 2 quarters of football.
That's single tits or pairs.
You can go and get fucked.
Pairs. You never know. Some good, some bad, small, but everything in between.
Believe it or not, when you're on Bourbon Street, depending on the outfit, you will get flashed 1 tit at a time. So we set the over and under on the pair of tits that we saw,
which was set at 11.5. Shout out, what was his name? Drew, who works for FanDuel Sports.
Yeah.
We set the line at 11.5 tits, and we saw way more than that.
Bro, I was out on Bourbon Street Friday night, right in the middle on Conti and Bourbon, and I shot a lot of good footage. I just wanted to go out and just show my city.
Right.
But I wanted to see the costumes. See, tomorrow night, tomorrow night, I'm going to be out on Bourbon Street again.
Yeah, you got to go live from Bourbon.
Yeah, bro.
We might have to miss our flights and stay around.
Bro, hey.
All right.
I want to encourage you, but if you do it.
We should have done this earlier. Petey, why don't you tell everybody your background, how you got into this, what you're trying to do. Well, give them a little spiel here.
Well, I come from radio. All of this that I'm doing was a calling. It's not something I wanted to do in life.
Okay.
I truly understand what the definition of a calling is because it happened to me.
Okay.
Something called me to radio. I gave it a shot. I was trash, poo-poo, la-la the first 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
My 3rd year, I got nominated for Best FM Radio Show Worldwide.
Awesome.
Come to find out I had a gift, I had a talent, I had something that was good for the people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way my heart set up, everything that I do, look at y'all. I don't know y'all from Adam or Eve.
No.
Sure.
Y'all sitting here kicking it with me.
Yeah, of course.
That's part of my background. I do this for the people.
Very
it don't matter
sociable.
who you are. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I create platforms for the people on multiple levels.
Okay.
You know, so, and now this right here, Fans Point of View, I used to go to bars all the time to watch the Saints. And our fan, our culture, everything that we do down here is different and unique and so special.
Right.
So it's like I never see nobody share that with the world. If they do it in a YouTube documentary or something like that.
I haven't seen it. That's why I wanted to be a part of this when you asked us.
So boom, I'm like, let's do this live. Let's do this raw.
Right.
And just create something. I did. It's not scripted. I just show up, I throw this shit up, and we just make it do what it do.
Yep. Exactly. And I think some of the most popular things that you see on the internet are just random shit, honestly, because I mean, there's a guy that just does reviews on cell phones, and he'll break a cell phone on purpose, and this guy gets hella views.
Yeah.
And there's other people that teach you how to cut an onion, and they'll get 1 million views. I mean, there's no recipe for what is popular on the internet. People will get engaged with something, and then they can't turn away once they start liking it. So this is one of those examples of something that's raw, but people would catch on to because everyone wants to see people live reacting on sports, and you kind of just take it in the direction that the fans take it, because you didn't know Evan or I before this, but we ended up just talking about random shit, where we grew up. Not really what we do, but we talked about our sports teams. And New Orleans is a very popular tourist area, so you can get any sort of fan that you can possibly imagine.
It's a melting pot of people down
Right.
there.
Hell yeah. Good people too. Have y'all been having a great experience with outside of the robbery again? Outside of the robbery,
Shout out Anthony.
have y'all had a great experience when it come down to the New Orleans people?
All the locals that we've met that have not been criminals have been great people.
Right.
And we've had a good time.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Right.
I just hate we had to put criminals in. I hate that criminals have become a part of your life.
You get
and
that
your
everywhere.
vacation.
You get that everywhere you go, even where I'm from, definitely where Danny's from. So you know,
But I hear about it too often.
yeah.
Honestly. And that's why I drive Lyft and I drive Uber too. And when I drop people off in the French Quarter, or people ask me questions about the French Quarters, I tell them the key things. Don't take nothing from nobody. Don't go down in the dark alleys.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave your drink unwatched.
Yep.
Don't take a drink from nobody. You know, the basic common sense shit.
Right.
But when you get drunk, you tend to wave away from that.
Yep. You
So-
can't lose all that.
Yeah,
Good cities have bad people. It's what it is.
yeah.
No matter what city you go to, if it's big enough, you're going to have enough people to have a few bad apples. And unfortunately, places like Chicago, New Orleans, crime's gone up. People get attacked when they don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Our friend's a great person. Didn't do anything to ask for it, but at the end of the day, someone's pointing a gun at you. Just some materialistic items. Just give them what they're asking for and move on.
They need it more than you do.
You can always, well, I'm not saying to hand it to them off for free willing, but at the same time, it's not worth your life, especially if you have kids. You both have kids, I don't, but I mean,
That you know of.
Right.
we might have a few swimmers running around. I don't know.
Well, check it out, y'all. It's your boy Petey Paul, man. This is Fans Point of View. We're about to take another quick break. We're going to be back. I don't know what time. I don't know how soon. I don't know how fast.
Maybe.
We freestyle everything around here.
Yep.
We make it do however it come. So, with that said, we'll be back.
See you guys after halftime.
Y'all stay tuned
Cheers.
when we come back live. We're coming back with some more. Y'all got a flight to catch, don't y'all?
Yeah, in a few hours
Yep.
here.
Okay.
We might not be here when you get back.
It's all good.
Well, if
It's all good, and it's been all love.
we don't see anybody again, it's been real. Thank you, Petey, for hosting us.
My pleasure, man. Y'all got my contact.
Yes,
And
sir.
I do travel, so if y'all want to learn, y'all want me to come up there and teach y'all something,
Yep.
whether it be Chicago or Indianapolis, I'm with that shit.
Sounds good.
Y'all holler at me. But we're going to be back, man. We're coming to you live from the one and only Ernst Cafe, 600 South Peter Street, home of the habanero wings, man. Y'all need to come get you some. Get you some. Everybody get you some. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's a local New Orleans song called Get You Some by the one and only Hot Sizzle. Shout out to Hot Sizzle, man. But it's Peter Paul Fans Point of View. Shout out to my boy Wilson Mills. I haven't mentioned his name the whole time. He's normally my co-host here. I don't know where he at. I don't know why he didn't show up. I hope all is well. And hopefully I'll see you next week, brother. Holla, we're going to be back.